And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to ESEA Advanced League Season 52. We are here back with CCG. More games, more action from there. And as today, we are going to be playing a rescheduled game actually against Team Hyper in the upcoming game. And I'm back again with Inflict here to join in today as we take a quick look at the rosters. Inflict, welcome back, my friend.
Thank you. I had taken a hiatus for a week, and during that week, CCG were able to pull together another win, their second one of the season. But unfortunately, they also accumulated a loss that accounts for their fourth win of the season so far. But now, the next game, it's going to be us heading on to Nuke. So that's going to be something new for CCG that we haven't exactly seen a lot of from them, but this is something that we did see in the last season, and it was a quite a decent map. But I believe the game is gonna be starting very shortly, and both the teams are actually in it. Okay, so this round already kicked off, and CCG, they're gonna be starting on the D side, not the favorable side in terms of positioning here. Of course, Nuke is heavily CD sided, so they're gonna sort of be on a back foot to begin with, unless they can pick up some quick early rounds, and a pistol round would be a great place to do so.
Yeah, definitely seems so. As we see CCG trying to start this one out strong, but they have already lost two members. Pistol round not going really good in their favor, and Treehand gets another one, and we are still waiting for them to get the C4 planted, but it's not going to be that easy. Starting out on the T side, they will suffer a little bit, and that is expected. But after the suffer, there might be something. Treehand's going to be able to get a double there, but it's coming from behind. That's Deimos is going to be able to shut him down along with Mustang there. And that's going to be the round against CCG's favor. And I feel like Inflict, you kind of bring us bad luck for CCG. The moment you were gone, we won. And the moment you come back, we're back to losing pistol rounds
Well,
again.
well, I mean, they did lose the game while I was gone, but it might just be me. Who knows? We're gonna have to wait and find
Yeah,
out how
who
today's
knows?
game goes. And of course, there's a lot more to be played within the regular season as well. This is the seventh game, which is gonna mark the halfway point of the regular season of this league so far for CCG. And well, so far their stats, they're not as impressive, of course, but two wins, four losses. This could easily be a 3-win, four losses start line, and that's not too shabby either. That's something they can easily recover from and get into the playoffs with. But they're gonna have to start getting those wins together. And so far, well, unfortunately for them, this round it's not gonna count as one of their wins, but understandably so. They only have this to work with, while the other team that were able to purchase into this round, and well, they're able to keep all five of their players alive. Gonna help their economy boost up a bit, uh, and a second round secured for them with ease.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a very um, great start for Team Hyper there, but Team CCG now they have to pull it off. Now, good thing about being in the terrorist is even if you lose the pistol round just on the third round, you'll be able to go for a good buy and go for utilities as well. And even if you lose a few more rounds, you still are able to keep on buying and keep on putting the fights there. While on the CT, that's not going to be the case. Even though they won the first two rounds, even if they lose this one out, they're going to have a little bit of problem buying into the next round and perhaps in the future as well. And if they lose two or three more rounds, it's gonna be very hard. Even though it's city sided map, if you don't have weapons, it's gonna be that it's gonna be very hard. But then again, new being a very short map and a very vertical map at that, it's just SMGs can do a lot more. So you don't really have to buy those full weapons. So it's a map where generally you can't really rely on these kind of statistics because it might change any moment because we see CCG now in their buy round. They're still taking things knowing the opponents has few SMGs on their hand, and those SMGs are MP9s that pierces through the armors and Kevlars, melts it down. So it's not going to be that easy for them to go in. And look at that, Hifo Saber. He might have something here, but Ikaras has something else to say. Ikaras going to be able to find the first blood here. Gets a headshot, but he did receive a lot of damage in return. So he's now got to be careful here. While they are trying to open up the ramp. Actually, never mind. They're going all the way behind here. Deimos might get caught here, and he's gonna be get caught by Kraken. That's a good catch. That's a fish. But Mustang, on the other hand, he's gonna be able to take one. Immediate trade comes in. Freehen is going to be able to fight, but he goes down. Icarus with immediate trade on that, and it's all down to Intox right now. Against 3, he's going to find Icarus from behind. That's a backstab, and now it's all down to Jenny. Down to full HP there. Both have utilities. And I think Intox, he's going to be interested in this retake. He's going to go forward. Give away a lot of sounds. Jenny knows where he is with a Galil against an AK. Still checking around the corners. Jenny has the Molly available. Money dropped down, but it's gonna be too late for the Molly. But Jenny comes in time to finish him off. If he didn't, that would have been the round gone for CCG. But CCG are gonna be able to take that one in and pull it off.
That would have been a devastating loss given the start that CCG had. It really looked like it would have been a round that was comfortable for CCG, but it almost got thrown away towards the end of it. A nice attempt by Intox in that 1 versus 2. Found that single frag at quite a range actually with that MP9 and made it extremely close. It came down to a mere second and a half of a difference on the defuse as well. So it really was a close call. CCG, they took their time. They were quite methodical with finding their initial frag, and they were very late into the round until they did find it. And it seemed like okay, they've found a gap in the strategies. They've found an opening, and they can exploit it quite well. But the trades that they just kept going the way of CCG as well. But still, things were kept close. It was a one kill for each team, and CCG towards the end it almost came back to bite them, but they still came out strong. They still have a proper buy to work with, but now so does Team Hyper. Most of the util on either side actually has been dispensed already. CCG, they're working with quite a lot of flashes, and that's pretty much all they have remaining. But on the other hand, that the other side doesn't even have that remaining. So pretty much of a mechanical nature this round is going to be like CCG are once again now gonna approach the B site a little slow again, of course. Not a lot of trouble to deal with this time around either, and hence they're taking their time with this. A lot of presence over towards the A side here for Team Hyper, but unfortunately they're gonna be met with absolutely nothing at all. As CCG once again regress to open up the whole site, and it's gonna be a 5-on-5 for the retake.
No. Could be hard. It could be then, but CCG, they're going to be able to shut down 2 there. CCG does have a good opening here. Fearless Beetle is going to look for more through the stairs, but it's all down to Damus. Damus, if he can find those 2 frags, that they might have just opened the round. He's going to be able to find one head, but the another one takes him down. Freehen gets another one for himself. Kraken shuts down Invent. Mustang. He's not going to be able to run through that. This is all down to Waterfall. And he is not going to even try against 4. Feels very rough. CCG, very good trading there. And gonna be able to secure the second round, equalizing the score. As we mentioned, Nuke is a CT-sided map, and I love CCG seeing in different maps. I've seen them play Inferno recently, which is out of the blue. Even though the Inferno didn't really go very well in their favor, but they were
Yeah.
able to do a bit much more on that. And Nuke seems to be working out well for them as well.
Well, now they get to take advantage of the fact that the CT economy is absolutely devastating in the current state of CS. CCG, they can exploit that here. Already 2-2 for the time being, but this is where they can get a lead, and very easily one nonetheless as well. Only one rifle for them to deal with. And that's gonna be on Waterfalls, and he's nowhere close by, nowhere to be seen. Actually, never mind, he has been spotted out. CCG, they're gonna avoid him and take the fight to the rest of the fellas. It's not into water, fellas, but the bomb's gonna get planted over towards that B. 5 versus 4 to begin with. And there's the singular M4 gone. Might get picked up, and it is actually. I believe that went into the hands of Mustang, but oh, a nice little shot from Intox. The flanks from this person has been absolutely amazing so far. They've been quite critical actually, but the 3 versus 3 still where CCG stands at an advantage. Freehen holding down the fort here over towards Secret, and he may have spotted somebody, and he has. And Locks now gonna be pressurized by quite a lot of people here, and he's found a kill. is gonna get blown up by the bomb though, and they get to hold on to two rifles. The rest of the players of Team Hyper, and they get to bring those in, and hence some weapons may be dropped over for a full buy to come into the round number 6.
So far, so good for CCG. Now, as mentioned, financial conditions are not that good on the counter-terrorist side, and they're gonna have to make do with whatever they can afford and whatever they can buy, which will be enough. But Intox, he doesn't have a full Kevlar and helmet, and the others don't have enough utility to actually stop the rush coming in from CCG. Another thing about Nuke is, yeah, it might be CT sided, but if you get a proper rush into a site, it's really hard to stop the rush, and in the end, it's very hard to retake as well. So that's gonna be a trade coming in. Jenny's gonna be flashed out, taken out, but immediate trade comes in from Fearless Beetle. Hippo Saver is gonna be able to take out double here. Huge for him. Intox takes out one, takes the last one, and that's gonna be the round. A quick rush and a quick shutdown for CCG there, as they're gonna be completely out. Jenny doesn't have enough money to buy, but his teammates does, so they can give him a drop and they can go from there. But CCG this time, not the calm and collected play there. They wanted to rush it out. They wanted to play a aggressive play, but the aggression was easily compromised.
Diamond has been fallen in by CCG. It seems like a technical one here,
Yeah,
but
it's
3-3 score line again. The CD side quite heavily favorable in terms of the positioning of this map, but the economical crisis that the CT side is seeing in CS right now, it sort of balances it out, giving the C side a greater opportunity to close out rounds, to win some free ones against ecos that the CTs are forced to do. But the pause has been stopped, the game continued, and CCG with their money completely out of the bank now, and Jenny working with just a deagle. This round may be a tad bit difficult, and again, both of these teams, they've not been able to bring any financial stability to their side so far into this game, and we are 6 rounds deep. Sure, it's not. There's not been a lot of chances for it, but not even a little bit of it. Both of the teams, they've maximum gotten around 3K to a player each at a time, and so far that's where Team Hyper is standing yet again. They're just trading blows here back and forth. N- Hyper started off strong. CCG retaliated with 3 of their own. And now we're back to the drawing board, back to a 3-3 scoreline. And, ooh, a nice one-on-one trade to kick things off. Kraken is going to follow up, but Fearless Beetle falls, and hence the equalizer has been provided. And Mustang, he's going to put Kraken to bed as well. 2 versus 3. And CCG no real estate gain control of so far. Rehen, he's gonna walk into Mustang's crosshair, but he still gets the kill. He's found an opening. He's gonna walk right into the side and make it seem like child's play to take Intox out of there. Last one alive is gonna be Water Feathers, and he goes down as well. And another trade for CCG to close out the round. That 2K from Rehen, absolutely humongous in order for CCG to be able to close their 4th round out.
wonderfully played that round, CCG. What a great, not a great start of the round. The lead was given away. The C4 was dropped down, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter. That three hand finding the double. It in the end, CS:GO is a game where aim and the kills matters the most. Yeah, sure, you have side objective like you gotta plan the C4, you gotta defend the C4. But if you just kill all of the enemies, then none of that matters. And CCG just playing absolutely at that, finding those important frags, much needed frags to start up things off. Here, this round, Kraken's gonna be able to find the first blood to start things off for CCG. They're already on a good start here, but Waterfall's outside. He might just find the head, and he does. Gonna immediately equalize the scoreline and have equal amount of players alive. But CCG, if they can open up a site, that's gonna be much more important than everything else. Looks like they are heading towards this A site, and it might be opened up. They might be able to get in. Hippo Savers, he has a deagle. He has a perfect headshot, but he's going to be traded out by Jenny. They have the site, and they are planting the bomb. B site opened up, and now a retake is on. And B site is hard to retake considering CT's doesn't have many entries to the B side. Jenny's gonna whiff it out a bit, but doesn't matter. In the end, gonna be able to finish the job off. It's a 3v2 situation right now. They are still gonna try the waterfalls coming in through Squeaky. It's gonna be going down. Jenny finds a headshot with the AUG, and now it's all down to Mustang. It looks like they have an idea on where he might be, but they can't take him off. Can they? Kraken goes in for it anyways, and he's gonna be able to shut him down. And that's a perfect 3K for Jenny and Kraken double to finish it off. It looked like they needed 3 members alive, and CCG, each round, one of the player pops out and starts making these plays to secure CCG the 5th round. And I think now, with the 5th round secure, CCG are in a stable position to move into the 2nd round.
Yeah, now they certainly are. That's 2 rounds won. They have, I mean, for at least one loss, they should be set. They should be able to recover from that, but not much more than that either. It's only 2 round wins so far, but this could very likely be their sixth one as well. That would be the third in a row, and that would be a real economy boost. This is going to be their finest chance at it, given they're only facing off against pistols at such a crucial point where you are 4 rounds away from concluding the half out. And still, though, CCG, they're taking their time with this. They're doing their due diligence. Waterfellas has been nagged down quite a bit. And Iker is going to kick things off here. He's found 2. He's found 3, actually. Looking for more. It's going to be Jenny that delivers. And now last one alive is going to be Intox, and there's not a lot to be done by him. Kraken burns him alive, and that's going to be the 6th round on board with all 5 players of CCG remaining, and that's exactly what they were looking for.
Perfect aggression and perfect round taken by CCG, their flawless one, which is going to help them reserve some of their economy up, which means they spend less on this round, and possibly they should be able to buy for the remaining of the rounds in the first half. There's still 3 more rounds remaining though, so it's hard to say, but CCG should be good considering if they just go for if they can just get equal trades on the next few rounds. And the last burn though, Intox getting intoxicated there, and that's a good flash by Jenny just to take the attention away and take waterfalls down. That's a good start for CCG as they look towards this A site once again. They know somebody's inside the site, and if they can get Mustang there, which he is in the site, it's gonna be an easy one. They're planning on using the utilities, and the lineups are coming there from Jenny there. Is it gonna fall? But Hippo Saver, he might be the one just from the corner of the ventilation. He might be very, very dangerous there in the dark corner. But they are still waiting it out. 50 seconds remaining on the clock for CCG. Maybe they will head downwards, down the stairs, and go towards the B side. But no, actually, they're going towards the A side. They might go from connector, and they find another kill onto Deimos. So the Heaven is no longer guarded. Hippo Saver comes out from his position. He's going to be able to take out one, but Jenny comes in with the clutch. He's going to be taking out one more. It's a 2 versus 4. More doable. 20 seconds remaining on the clock, though. Mustang comes in. Ikaras wasn't prepared for that, but he doesn't go down for that. C4's down. Jenny's going to take another one. Double, triple for Jenny here. This is all down to Intox. Intox might find Ikaras. Catches him off guard. The lineup is going to be there. Jenny goes down in the fire, and now it's all down to Kraken and Fearless Beetle. Very much doable though. He doesn't have a kit, so the time is against him. This is gonna try to drop down the smoke, and he goes in, but it's a long defuse there, and he's not even gonna get closer to the halfway point where it must have felt the right thing to do, but a wild risk there by him, and the risk will not go in his favor. 7 rounds for CCG, and they continue to look for more, as this is going to be an eco round from from Team Hyper side and CCG once the side switches. I think this one should be an easy one to take in the bag.
From the way it is looking so far, yes, CCG, they've set themselves up in such a great position to be able to close this map out very quickly as well, which is something rare from CCG as well. We tend to see them struggle quite a bit within the first half, and the second half is where they generally seem to flourish and understand their opponents, and that's where they make their comeback attempts. They're always sort of starting on the back foot, but this new change, this fresh start is what we absolutely wanted to see, for them to be starting off on the good side, on an advantage, and their CCG, they're running with it right now. First kill going the way of Team Hyper is going to be Hipposaur finding a frag, but that didn't come before three of their teammates had already fallen. Mustang now last one alive, spotted out. He's gotten a headshot already. No weapon to be picked up just yet, but he should be able to get his hands onto one rifle. But he still is going to have three players to deal with, and I doubt that singular rifle is going to make matters a lot more easier for him. Sure, it is going to give him a fighting chance, but that is if he decides to take it, and I'm not entirely even sure if he would like to. He's just going to go out and save it, and that's exactly what, well, he's doing. He's walking towards the T spawn, and he's just going to hold on to the weapon so that Team Hyper can have at least one upgraded rifle heading into the next round, and perhaps another player can be dropped. But otherwise, CCG, that's eighth round confirmed. The scoreline could very possibly look like a 9-3 as well. And even if it isn't, even if it's just an 8-4 scoreline, getting the second half's pistol round victory would mean an easy double digit kickoff of this match.
Yeah, and as we mentioned before, Nuke being a bit CT sided, favoring a bit the CT side, winning the pistol round means that's gonna be like completely like a boost that they needed. That means Hyper would be already in the coffin, and they just need to win just a few more rounds on the CT side to put the nail in the coffin, and that's gonna be very much doable. If they win this round, then that pistol round will be possibly most likely be the decider when we switch sides to and CCG moves to the CT side. So it's gonna have to see they still have weapons in hand this time. So it's gonna be easy. Damon's gonna be able to find the first one here, but they immediately able to trade Waterfall out with him. So that's 1-for-1. And more than the op, I feel like the riflers are much more important. So losing a rifler on the side of CT's Hyper there, it's gonna be much more hidden. And Fearless Beetle, look at that. A perfect shot found onto Deimos there. That's the op gone as well. And now 3v4. It's going to be hard to defend the side, which means one of the sides will just have one player defending. But Hippo Saver is going out. He's going to find Fearless Beetle, catch him off guard there. Kraken, he's hiding just around the corner. Kraken, he's going to be able to come out and surprise Hippo Saver there to find the kill. Intox all the way towards B. Someone might go there, but they have two members out. They're going to go down ventilation. Mustang, position revealed already, so they know where he is. As Intox going to be the last member, and they know where Mustang might come from. And that's where Intox is. He's going to be able to find one. Takes a lot of damage, down to 14 HP. It's all down to the last two members from both sides. The 2 versus 2. They're going to look towards the C4 plant. Kraken finds the plant. Molly is going to be dropped in. Kraken still covering in this position. Icarus dives forward and he's going to be able to take out one. They know where Mustang is, or they don't actually. Mustang still being cautious here. Icarus is coming in all the way from back. But they know where Mustang is now, and Kraken playing it out against him, and Mustang peeks the rock angle and gonna be found out from behind. The headshot will do the job. 9-3 scoreline. And that is a good scoreline for CCG to head on to the CT side. And now it all depends on the pistol round. If CCG wins this one out, then it might be just the log that they need.
9-3. If they are able to secure this pistol, that would that should put them at an 11-3 score line. But again, it's contingent on the fact that they can win this pistol round out. So far, they ended up losing the first one of this map. But now it's side switch. We're gonna have to wait and see if it's gonna be a different outcome. Ooh, nice shot. One shot fired, one kill confirmed. Icarus fallen already. The trade no so far has not been successful. Damus gets run down by Treehan and Kraken. Eventually, it took a while, but they got the frag eventually. And Hippo Saber now following up. That Glock finds another head and another. Kraken falls. Hippo Saber with three quick ones actually, and all of them just one single taps. Waterfell is going to be the one that finds the final one, and that's going to be the fourth on board. And now CCG, the thing that they were enjoying so much in the first half, is going to be the one that bites them in the back. The terrible, terrible economical state of the CT side in CS.
Yeah, if CCG get the same fate as a Team Hyper on the CT side, then that might not look good. As we have a good start of the round, CCG this time gonna go for hard eco. No, no forced buys on the bonus round, which we normally see players doing. This time they're gonna go for a quick rush outside, which could turn in good in their favor if they can find a few kills and take the weapons away. That could be huge. Intox is there just around the corner, but he isn't rushing in. He's holding his angles while CCG they also wait for anybody that they can find. But look at Hyper. They're gonna play it completely safe. They completely go for the rush. They do find out Intox, but by the time he's found, he's gonna be able to take out two as he gets taken out in the end. Fearless Beetle. They're gonna be able to get that Galil in hand. But the bomb C4 is dropped down in B site, and B site is very hard to retake after you have planted it down. CCG, are they gonna save the weapon that they picked up? It looks like that's gonna be it, and they're gonna try to find some exit frags, perhaps. Fearless Beetle, the only one with the weapon. He goes out all the way out. Jenny's not gonna be able to connect the shots, even though he found him off guard. But that didn't matter. And the Kraken, he's gonna find one for himself as well. Gets the first shot, but down to 20 HP. That USP headshot doesn't do much, to be honest. But Demas,
Ooh.
ultimately, he does go down.
CCG, they're not going to complain about that one though. Should keep the economy somewhat in check, but the fact that Hyper were able to keep three players alive by the end of that one should be a real good start for Team Hyper. But CCG, of course, I believe Fearless Beetle was able to carry over a Galil from the last round, so the rest of them are going to purchase sort of around it, go for a half buy here. Nothing, no full investments, of course, but it's still a fighting chance that they have. On the other end, though, Hyper, they've bought in completely as they much as they could have. Mustang, he's gonna hold on to that Mac 10, but other than that, it's all AKs across the board. A lot of util for them to work with as well. No defuse kits on the side of CCG, but they can find the kills. It should not even matter, but we're gonna have to wait and see if they can find those in to begin with. Oh, the Galil gets put to good use and is found too. Being able to carry that over from last round, the conversion rate on that is going to be absolutely off the charts, as it's found two kills, and that those are big ones. The Damus and Intox, both the players who had no money to begin with in this round, once again been eliminated, and that's going to be a good hit at the very least financially. So they're going to slow down. They're forced to reevaluate the situation. Bomb being picked up as Hippo Saber now making his way back into the lobby. The smoke keeping him back for the time being. But CCG, they're all stationed up, prepared to take the fights that Hyper can bring them. And this time around, it should be a tad bit easier for them to be dealt with. Icarus close by alongside Jenny, but unfortunately, Jenny has fallen. The trade yet to come through, but Kraken is already on the move. Provides some sort of a backup. The Molotov should force Icarus out, and he's gotten two. Made to be fight in a desperate spot, he still finds two kills and make that three actually, as he picks up an AK and gets the final shot onto Mustang. And that's going to be the 10th round on board. CCG now only requiring three.
That was a wonderful round comeback there from CCG after losing the pistol and the bonus round. They just bring it back. It just felt like they never lost the momentum of the game. Like we usually see CCG, once they lose the momentum, it keeps going worse and worse for them. But this time around, it was their game to begin with, so they just lost the pistol round, meaning it just happens. It's a natural thing, and then right after they have weapons in their hand, they're able to just make it happen again. Icarus finding that triple, he joins the clutch party. It's all left. The only person left joining that party would be Kraken. But he's already playing so good with 14 frags available on him right now, the highest fragger in the game. So he doesn't really need to join the triple kill, quadra kill party because he's already providing so much every single round. And now, with that said, oh, Trihanov gonna be able to drop that nasty bomb there. The the smoke was a shield for them, but no longer. Fearless Beetle this time. He takes a peek and he's gonna be taken out. He did a lot of damage to Deimos, down to 19 HP. As now they look towards that B site. It is opened up. Nobody is covering it that though for the time being. They might play for retake here as Intox outside. Icarus waiting on the corner. He's going to be able to get him. Icarus doesn't know about the other enemy as he gets down a spray. Waterfall, he's going to turn 360 and going to get another kill as well. That is very bad right now. The trade was supposed to happen. Mustang in the corner. He's going to be able to get one. And he gets the second as well. And that is CCG. Just a bit of misplay coming in from their side as they're going to give away few weapons and they're gonna lose out a lot of weapons there from their side. They do have money to buy this round as well, but that was a round that CCG should have taken. Another tech pass. I think they have some tech issue here.
Yeah, from CCG again. But a good round from Team Hyper. Although CCG, they were able to pull a half by round together and win it out, keeping Team Hyper in check, keeping them realistic into the ground. Hippo Saver, I believe, actually, yeah, got disconnected, so they're waiting on him to reconnect, and we can continue the game again. But until then, we have to wait a bit. With Team Hyper, this time around, they were a lot more prepared. They made sure that any fight that they had taken against CCG, they had a contingency plan for that fight, and the trade was made to be readily available as soon as that fight went down if the player on the side of Team Hyper had lost. And that's sort of what they were missing in the round that and they ended up losing, of course. And the 10th one for CCG, where the Galil, the singular one that Fearless Beetle had gotten his hands onto in the rounds prior to that one, he was able to just pull two kills together. The trades didn't come through, and that was already such a great disadvantageous start for them that it felt like Hyper could not have recovered from that whatsoever, regardless of the fact that the Arsenal was just far better on Team Hyper side. The two-man advantage at such a quick pace, it puts a lot of pressure on you. Hyper, though, they're going to kick the match off again with Hippo Saver reconnected. And the scoreline starting to look a little bit more closer than what CCG may have hoped for, but still it's not completely out of their grasp just yet. Another full buy round coming in for them, but with no money remaining in the bank. If they lose this, they're going to be broke yet again, and it's going to be another 2 rounds of saving, or 2 rounds of ecos for CCG. So this one, it's crucial. It can either help them lead the charge towards the win or close out the gap for Team Hyper.
Yeah, that feels like the case. But still, it is 5v5 though. Nobody is down yet, so CCG needed to find something early on, and looks like they're gonna play it out safe for the time being. Jenny shooting through the smoke, but could be in trouble here. But nobody has fallen yet. Pijan had axed his own teammate, but that is fine. A very important round for both of the teams, actually, especially for CCG since they lost the previous round. They're not gonna have buys in the next one. Goes for the pick here. Icarus is gonna be able to find a headshot as he immediately gets traded over. But that's an important kill. Deimos, he had an op, but Hippo Saver, look at that. He keeps headshotting people one after another. Treehand, he's not gonna take the peek on the right angle, but it didn't matter. He's gonna survive, and Hippo Saver gets a triple. Jenny's gonna be able to find one from the above. Hippo Saver gets another one. That's a quadra kill for him, and he's taking the entire team down all by himself. This last one is gonna be spawning on in Tox's crosshair, and that's gonna be the round. Hippo Saver with the 4 saves the op as well, and CCG now in trouble. How the
That's
things
not
have
gonna be
turned.
good. Yeah. No money in the bank for CCG to work with. Forced to go for save. 3 round deficit that separates the two teams. CCG likely not to have a purchase in the next one too if they lose this out, or and aren't able to pick some weapons up. But I guess one silver lining so far is that Hyper don't exactly have a really good financial savings built up either. A nice headshot to get things off. This could be Fearless Beetle that falls first, but still, I like this approach from both of these teams. Actually, they both of them, even though when they had a real massive arsenal advantage, they still are taking their time. Both of them, they're doing their due diligence. They're not rushing into anything, which might give the other side a chance to catch the players off guard while they're too aggressive and everything might be too chaotic amongst those pistols. But 2 players already fallen for CCG, 3 remain, and no players lost on the side of Team Hyper so far.
That seems to be the
Hunter
case
is.
now. Down to the 3 members. CCG only with pistols. They're gonna try to inflict damage as much as they can, but the nades and all these utilities coming through is just too much for them to handle. As right now we are down to the last 2 members from CCG. They need to die if they want to get the money because they don't have anything on them, just some pistols. But looks like they're gonna wait outside for the enemies to come through, perhaps to get the kills. They don't even have any weapons. Looks like Trian's gonna be able to find a headshot on 2 waterfalls. That's one found, but he goes down nonetheless, I think. Yes, he does. And that's gonna be now very, very close rounds from Team Hyper here. Just 2 rounds away from equalizing the score, and CCG doesn't have much more to lose. As if they buy on these buy rounds and then they are not able to bring it back. Like, look at that, CCG. They don't have any Kevlars on them. They're gonna go for just full buys. They don't even go for SMGs. I feel like that's a huge risk that they're taking, which means the utilities coming through on their way, the nades are just gonna deal so much damage, and the
No,
bullets coming through.
they do have Kevlars. Just unless you purchase a helmet, the Go TV just doesn't show you that.
Oh, yeah, I think that you're right. That's a bit weird. They do have, yeah, they do actually. I can see it on Treehen.
Good start. Falls, living up to his name perhaps. But
Yeah,
Smoke gonna keep Entox away. Good utility usage for the time being, but CCG they can only delay this aggression for so long, and they're hoping it's long enough for them to set this round ablaze, for them
oh
to be able to
no.
find one more frag, and unfortunately another frag does get delivered, but it's in terms of a trade, still advantage for CCG. 4 versus 3, and the more players you lose, the more difficult it is going to be for the attack side to head into a site. But they're gonna attempt now, heading into the A side. Jenny is gonna be the Kraken is gonna be the first line of defense. Go towards silos. Icarus falls. The trade's yet to come through, but Kraken delivers one, looking for the second. Unfortunately, can't find it. It's gonna be Damus that gets the frag with the P250. A 2 versus 2 now. Bomb planted and a nice headshot from Jenny onto Mustang. Last one alive is gonna be Damus. 12 HP and up against 2. Bullets in the Magnum, and he's hoping somebody just walks in, somebody just gives him that single chance, that single opportunity.
Oh,
But unfortunately, the better op is gonna come out, and that's gonna be Treehen. He's gonna find Damus, and that is gonna be the 11th round actually secured for CCG, putting them only 2 away from closing out the map.
Yeah, very wonderfully played this time around. They were able to get the trades, the important trades necessary in that round, and that just opened up the round for them. Almost got the side on, and that kill onto Hippo Saver was really really important. If he was able to get a double and a triple like previous time, and the trade wasn't there from Jenny, that would have been the round. So very well played by Jenny there to just even it out and save the round out for CCG over there, and good play by Treehan as well to make sure the op is useful. He goes very deep inside. This time he might be taken out, and yes, he does. The op shot onto Deimos connects. That's a rush that's gonna be instantly answered on top of the silo there by by them. They didn't have one weapon onto Waterfall, and he this time he picks up the op from the ground that Treehan dropped out for them. So they all have weapons right now. CCG, the round, they had a slight bit of advantage. Now, given a wave to the opponents, Jennings might find something here. He's going to be able to get a headshot onto one. Ikaras, he is very deep inside. He gets another one, and that's going to be the double. And that round started out good, but Jenny's going to be picked off to equalize the score. 3 versus 3 right now. But CCG, they still have the sights to them. Ikaras is going to take a fight. Kraken taken out. Ikaras finds one for himself. Down to the last two members right now. A lot of fighting going on over towards that side. Waterfall finds one. Ikaras going to be able to trade that out. And now it's all down to Ikaras versus Deimos. Deimos is on op. That's a good news for Ikaras. But bad news for Ikaras is that Deimos can change the side that he wants to go in. Both very low. And he sees the leg. No! Out of
That's just
everything.
unfortunate.
That's really
Uh,
unfortunate.
Ikers didn't have exactly a lot of health remaining on him either. So that bustle just made all the more sense for Damus to exploit, and hence an easy frag for him to close out the round. That chaos out towards lobby was well quite overwhelming actually. CCG, they just did not unfortunately come out of that one as strong as they probably hoped for. The amount of smokes there was quite intense, and across those the fights just did not go their way. CCG, no purchase for them whatsoever except a scout, and I'm not even sure if that's even gonna matter. Fearless Beetle, he's trying to find something towards outside, but towards the inner walls of Nuke, the rest of his fellows have fallen. And this should be the 10th round on board with quite ease actually for Team Hyper. Shouldn't be any trouble whatsoever, and there you go, a nice little headshot from Waterfalls to put for this video down as well, and that's going to be double digits for both of these two teams now. CCG, they need 2, Team Hyper, they need 3, and Team Hyper, they are in such a financial spot that they are not going to have any trouble whatsoever purchasing into every single one of these rounds, even if CCG wins out the next two, and that's all they really need. This is going to be their one real chance at it, because CCG, if they lose this round, they're gonna be broken. They're gonna have to fight for OT, and that too not with a great looking arsenal. To be very honest, they're gonna be with FAMASs and MP9s all across the board, very likely. So this is a must-win round for them.
Yeah. And now, CCG, as I said, if the same situation arises for them as what happened to Hyper on the CT side, and looks like that is going to be the case, but all hope is not lost yet, because they might try to get things better right now. As we see Deimos again heading over towards that silo to get the top view and like get anybody down who tries to take an aggressive peek outside or try to take the map control is going to be denied by Deimos here. But Trihan this time holding a defensive angle might be able to find one. He walks towards Trihan, he gets one. And Waterfalls again falls at the very first. Falls like water, as the name suggests. And now CCG do have an upper hand to start things off. Even if they win this round, still Hyper does have enough economy stashed in their reserve to be able to buy the next round. A good flash comes in, but the spray from Fearless Beetle is a bit flaky, as he's going to be able to get only one. Could have gotten more out of that one. But now Intox, he looks at the wrong angle, but will be able to finish Jenny off. Controls his spray better, as the equalizer is there. They have opened up the B side though. And the C4 planted out. Now it's going to be a retake from CCG again. Very hard retake. CCG, they started the round out strong, but now things have turned against them. Things have turned towards the side of Team Hyper. They're all going from the ramp. They smoke out the windows, so Deimos doesn't have an angle anymore. He has to go all the way across. Intox is going to be able to start the fights off. And Mustak and Intox, they both finish it out as the equalizer is going to be there. And now CCG, they could lose this one 11-13. They have lost their momentum and they have lost the lead. They have lost their way into Nuke as well.
Money's looking no good. It's not going to help them out whatsoever here. CCG forced to go for a save and, well, practically concede the match point after having such a great start as well. They were up by with an 8-3 scoreline at one point, and now it's all just vanished into thin air, and it continues to fall apart as two more of their players have fallen. Icarus, he gets one in retaliation. Waterfalls has gone down, but not a big opening. They can't realistically dent the finances either at this point. We're too late into the game for that to even matter.
Ooh.
And Jenny, good shots. That's 2 kills. 2 massive ones, and now they have a fighting chance. It's 2 versus 2. Sure, the weaponry may not be great, but it's not entirely out of their hands. Icarus, nice headshot, but he needs one more. He was way too weak. All Mustang needed was one body shot, and he got it. 12th round on board in CCG. They're going to be purchasing fully into this one for a shot at pushing us to OT.
Yeah, very good round there by CCG, but the things that they did in that round, they needed to do those with weapons. With pistols, they played a lot better than those few weapon rounds that I've seen from them. Now we're going into a do or die situation for CCG this time, and I feel like they do have everything that they need. They don't have the best utilities available, all the utility that they need, but they need to find an opening. They need to find a few kills. Waterfalls is the one who goes down every time at the very beginning of the round, and he might be again going out first this time. And if they can find a kill, at least that's someone out there. Hippo Saver receives some damage there through the smoke, as they are now waiting it out. Still taking their time this time. Not gonna be going for any rushes. Some sound cue made there by breaking the wall of the vent there, using the opponent. Fearless Beetle waiting outside, and Waterfalls walking towards him. That should be the opening kill for him. They do see him. They cross it out. This time, Fearless Beetle is going to be able to take down Waterfall, and Waterfall falling down yet once again. CCG start the round out strong and good with the first blood on their side. Jenny goes back. Oh, that's some damage. Takes out fall damage after Waterfall falling out. But now 30 seconds remaining on the clock. It should be either B or A. And that nade will do some good chunk of damage. And what side is going to be? CCG. They know they have the sound, and it's going to be A. They know Kraken is going to be able to take out one. Ikaras finds a double there. And the last one is going to be Mustang. Mustang, he manages to control the spray, take the both of them out, has 9 seconds. But can he get the plant on? As he goes for a quick plant, it's going to be immediately shut down by Fearless Beetle. We're going to overtime. CCG are able to keep this one alive. And now the overtime is a different type of overtime, as the monetary conditions are going to be reset. Everybody gets 12,500 gold. I mean, net worth on their half. And it is going to be first to 4. So whoever gets the 16 round is going to be winning the overtime. Or if it's 15-15, then we're going to second overtime. but it is first to four.
CCG, they were off to such a great start. Unfortunately, it seems like their nature had flipped out. They used to be the team that start off slow and then pick up the pace, but this time around they started off amazing and unfortunately lost their touch in the second half. But they're coming up with the same aggression. At least Icarus is with a 4K heading into OT round number one. He's looking for the ace already. One last one needed, and
Oh,
he provides it with a USB headshot, an ace to kick off the OT, and he certainly should be feeling good right now.
Karis finding that ace and bringing this one in the back. Karis joined CCG in the last season and has improved with them so far. He has been constantly providing us with good numbers and good amount of kills. Still remember last season he popping off in the ancient map. He was coming in as a sub, but he played so good. And in this nuke map, he's showing extraordinary numbers here. As CCG were able to get the first round in the eco round here. Now they have a double op setup. Jenny has his own op. Not sure how viable and good that's gonna be. Kraken able to start the round off is gonna be good for CCG. Now Fearless Beetle going from behind has a flash to follow it up. Intox is gonna be able to shut down that aggression, and Equalizer is gonna be there. They are entering the side though. Damus, he has the perfect angle. He's gonna be able to take out Treehan. And now all of a sudden the advantage is no longer in CCG's to hold. Smoke goes out. Mustang's gonna be able to finish him off. The AK just does so much more damage that it feels unfair. It's down to Icarus again. Took the ace before. Now he has to take out four. As the economy still stands out in their favor, he should be taking that fight and not shy away from that one. Icarus finds one, but what can he do? What more can he do?
Not a lot. Forced to back off. And sure, it may not exactly be needed for him to save the AK, but he's still gonna hold on to it, not let it get thrown across. But the other team, they already have three AKs in their hands. He is getting hunted down from the looks of it. Gets a headshot and actually couples up too. That's good. That's gonna be a bit of some damage, but unfortunately, it's not gonna matter too much. Team Hyper, they close the round out. They have money remaining in the bank and quite a lot of it. That's just how it is in OT. But CCG though, another chance. Hiker started off strong. Afterwards of an ace, he was able to stay alive in the second round as well. But his teammates, unfortunately, they just fell quite quickly, and there was not. It felt like there was not a lot to be done about it. The trades just not were not going their way.
Yeah, it just wasn't happening. It just wasn't
Nice
there.
shot. Again, he's going aggressive, Icarus. This is sort of what won them the round last time around. His individual prowess got them through their first OT victory. But how long can he keep it up? Is he going to be allowed to do so in this round too? Freehan fallen, and Icarus looking for a gap, looking for something to exploit, and timing is going to be everything. He walks into two players and unfortunately not even finds a single one. And that's going to be a big hit. CCG at a man disadvantage and a big one. The Kraken provides the equalizer, but Intox keeping the scales in favor of Team Hyper. 2 versus 3, bomb yet to go down. Jenny just waiting for the bomb to be planted and maybe then take a fight. Now or waiting for Kraken to arrive on the other side and then double down on the side here from different angles. They're taking their sweet time with this. Kraken's positioning may be known and possibly Jenny's is as well. Kraken walking up, but they don't have a lot of time to work with. They're gonna have to be swift about it. Jenny finds one. That's an opener. That's gonna open up the side, but they need to go. They need to go soon. They have absolutely no idea where the players are. Kraken already fallen. Jenny finds a headshot, but this is absolutely no time remaining. Hippo Saver last alive, and he's wasted enough time. That's gonna be 14th on board for Team Hyper.
CCG losing that round out, meaning that they have to have a perfect half on the terrorist side right now. Needs to win all 3 rounds on the terrorist side. Otherwise, it's just might not be staying in the first OT anymore. It might head into a second OT to wrap this one up. But for the time being, I feel like CCG they're more stable and they're more confident on the terrorist side from what we've seen in the previous rounds. And Hyper, they just need one more round to secure the match point and 2 more to wrap this one up. But CCG, they need to have a flawless terrorist side right now. 9-3 was the scoreline when they played on the terrorist side. Let's see if they can achieve something similar here. As for the time being, they are looking towards those stairs to try and open up the B site. But there is one person covering that stairs, and that is gonna be Waterfalls. Not the best one there, to be honest. The Waterfalls is always the first one to fall every single round. Oh, Kraken head found, and that's gonna be a headshot on him as he runs away from there, down to 10 HP. As Waterfalls finally takes the peek through the smoke, he's gonna be able to find 1 kill onto Treehand. CCG, not a good start for them, but Fearless Beetle is gonna be able to trade one out at least. Gets Deimos from the corner. The sprays comes in. Mustang and Hippo Saver, and Mustang secures them the match point, and things have turned way worse for CCG right now, as it's all down to one round right now. As Team Hyper, they go for the tech pause. Not sure what happened there, but CCG, they do get a little bit of time to try and talk things through, see what's wrong, and perhaps try and bring this one back to second overtime. But CCG, why have the things gotten so worse for them? Well, and they just had a really wonderful start on the game. What went wrong?
Quite a lot. They just couldn't hold their own, especially in the second half where they should have been able to. They just couldn't chain together rounds at all. It didn't see. I honestly didn't feel like they would be able to push us to OT at the by the point when the scoreline had gotten into 11-11. So props to them that they did survive. They still had the resilience to fight it through, but they should have never been in the position to begin with. If you start off 8-3, you're heading into the CD side in the next half on nuke. You should be able to close the map out. Unfortunately, just not the case for CCG, not today. And now with their backs against the wall, one round is all Team Hyper needs. Nice double peek here from Kraken alongside Jenny to take Waterfalls out. Good start, and that's exactly what they needed. Getting creative here with the kills. But how long does that work? Because eventually they're going to have to go in head first to the side, and Hippo Saver gets one. The trade comes through. Almost lost his life in the process. Kraken. The nades flying in, but not dealing sufficient damage. I think he's safe for the time being.
CCG, they're off to a good start, and they just need to finish it out good. They don't have any more rounds to give. On the brink of getting this map down, they are looking towards an entry. Only 35 seconds remaining. Time is not their friend. So go forward. Oh, this is gonna be a kill. Icarus, he finds one. Fearless Beetle gets another for himself, and they have opened up the site. It's all down to Intox, who might not be able to do much all by himself, but he will go nonetheless. It is an overtime, so Doesn't have to worry about the economical situation anymore. And Intox found out from outside by Karas, gets a headshot from afar, and that's gonna be the round for CCG. They need one more to force it into a second overtime, but I feel like Hyper, they're gonna play a little bit more aggressive this time. Last time they weren't able to get the trades. This time they should be able to, as this is gonna be giving CCG another chance into this overtime. And they're gonna be back to square zero again. But let's see what happens, if that happens or not. Okay, aggression out in the outside area here. CCG, if they can find that frag, it's gonna be important. Waterfalls is there. He drops the spray. He's gonna deal some damage, but nobody dies. Hippo Saver is gonna be there. He's gonna be able to take out one, immediately traded out by Jenny. Now in a 4 versus 4, Intox finds
Not
one
good.
more. Oh no.
To remain. Kraken and Icarus up against a mountain of four. Make it just Icarus. The man had provided an ace at the beginning of OT. Can he do it again? A 4K to keep his team alive. That too with just 9 HP. It may just be too tall a task. Even for him, a nice headshot. He's staying alive. For how long? The flash avoided. Still fighting, and he gets picked off from behind. Waterfalls confirms the frag, and that should be the round and the game with it. CCG from being up with an 8-3 scoreline at one point to unfortunately going down, and in the final round of the first OT they concede their nuke, and this is gonna be their fifth loss of the regular season.
Yeah, and what a match it was. CCG, they had a very good start to begin the game with, but then that good start turned into their nightmare, and that turned into really, really bad, really, really quickly. As we are going to be losing, conceding another defeat from CCG's side. This seemed like a very well organized play from CCG, but then in the end, I'm not sure what happened. Maybe the comms spell, maybe they were having some internal issues, but the team play wasn't just there. The trades weren't just there from CCG side as they lose this one out. But we still have more games, as you mentioned. This is just the halfway point from CCG side, as we're gonna be going into the another game upcoming this week on Wednesday. It's gonna be against Retake Renegades. To play off and same time 9 p.m. Eastern. It's gonna be me and Inflict joining in to cast that game. But for today, that is gonna be it from us, as we're gonna be going off and we're gonna be back again on Wednesday to cast the next game against Retake Renegades. Hope you guys stay safe and hope we come back stronger on CCG on the next one.